You need to know 3 popes. We're going to start with the bad pope. He's the worst of all the popes, scary pope. His name is Alexander the Sixth, and he is from the Spanish family, the Borgia family, or Borgia. I'm not sure how to say it. I'm not Spanish. But if you are, and you want to email me, I'd love to know how to properly say it. This Alexander the Sixth was a bad man, and I'm not going to tell you about all his bad things. I'll let you look him up on the internet. Keep in mind some of the sources are a little biased. I don't know if I trust a Catholic talking about a Protestant any more than I trust a Catholic talking about a Catholic Pope. Talking about a Protestant any more than I trust a Protestant Catholic. So check your sources, okay? There's some wild stories out there. I don't know about them all. But I do know that Alexander the Sixth was corrupt enough that the people of Rome and the people of the rest of Europe were not in favor. They did not want to send their money. They didn't want to send their tithe. They felt like he was icky. They didn't want any part of him. Alexander VI does do one very important historical thing. He negotiates an agreement between Spain and Portugal, who are both exploring. See the map behind me? They were exploring all the places that they could find. Remember Columbus, 1492, sailed the ocean blue, all that stuff. Well, there were other guys out there too, some Portuguese guys, Vasco da Gama, Bartholomew Dias. There were a lot of people running around, and the question was, who gets what? So rather than have a war, Alexander VI decides to just draw a line right down the middle of the earth. Right there, just poof. Everything to the west of it belongs to Spain. Everything to the east of this line belongs to Portugal. This line is called the Treaty of Tordesillas. Actually, the line isn't called that. The line is called the Line of Demarcation. The treaty is called the Treaty of Tordesillas, or as I like to remember it, the Treaty of Tortillas, because it's about Spain and Portugal, and they like tortillas. Sorry. I know it's a bad joke. Really sorry. So this Treaty of Tordesillas is from Alexander VI, 1494 or 96. I can never remember. It's in the 90s. You should definitely know it. The other 2 popes you need to know, Julius II. Oh my man, if I had a bigger budget, if I had more technology, I would take you to the Sistine Chapel and we would look at it. You should just go to Wikipedia, check it out. Sistine Chapel is awesome. Wow, Michelangelo painted it. Took him a long time. He closed the doors. He didn't want anyone to know what he was up to. It's just phenomenal. Maybe I'll do a later video about it. He also hired Raphael. If you have not examined the School of Athens, you should. Wow, what a painting it is. On one side you have the philosophers, on the other side the scientists. If this doesn't represent humanism and the desire to bring back the classics, I don't know what does. So some fantastic art under Julius. As I said earlier, he also tries to redo, he tears down St. Peter's Basilica. Talk about a rebuilding of the old. He tears down the basilica and commissions Michelangelo to draw the plans for a new basilica, which will be St. Peter's Basilica, which will be done in a while. It takes a long time to build a big church. So Julius II, way cool guy, spends tons of money. I'm not sure I can say that was good, but it was really good for art. I'm not sure it was good for religion. Great for art. Our final pope we need to know about is named Leo the Lion. Leo the Lion, Leo the 10th. He is known as the warrior pope. Easy to remember because lions like to eat you, and so does, and Leo likes, he reclaims a lot of the papal lands that have been taken in some of the infighting between the cities in Italy. And this pope, Leo X, reclaims a lot of those lands. And also, he's the pope that has to contend with Martin Luther. So the fact that Martin Luther in our next video is going to gain freedom is because Leo X didn't take him seriously. He thought he was not going to do any long-term damage to the Catholic Church. Whoops. Leo X and Charles V also worked together to fight the Muslims, the Ottomans, who were trying to invade Europe through the east. They got as far as Vienna when Charles V and Leo's forces combined to turn them back. I love that phrase. Turn around and go home, they say, to the Ottomans, and they do. It's as far as the Ottoman Empire ever made into Europe. And sadly, the Renaissance in Rome ends the same way the Renaissance in Florence ended. The Spanish and the French have forces in the area, and they hadn't been paid in a while, and so the forces invade Rome where there is fantastic wealth and beauty, and these forces go crazy. They start killing and pillaging and all the bad things that people do. And again, I don't want to talk about it all, but great stories to look up, great history to check out. Wow. Go look it up, alright? 1527. Rome is sacked. It is the end of the Roman Renaissance. We'll see you next time for the Renaissance in Northern Europe. Adios.